Hello friends, it's me, your trusted tarot reader, and in today's tarot reading we will be getting into September 2026 predictions. I'm excited to get into this. It has been a bit since I recorded a reading, so let me show you the cards. We have 3 to choose from. We have Lore Keeper's Bookshop, we have Froggy Grotto, and we have The Witch in the Glen. I will give you a second to choose whichever card you feel drawn to pick, and then we will get into your reading. The meanings behind these cards will be described in your pile. So I will give you a second, and then we'll hop right into the reading. Hello, pile 1. You chose the Lore Keeper's Bookshop card. This is your card. Let's get into the meaning of the card, and then I will grab some astrology dice for you before we begin with all the information in your September predictions. So the Lore Keeper's Bookshop is about love of books, a beneficial escapism, studying, love for learning, and a quest for deeper understanding. The Oracle's advice is get lost for a while in the realms of imagination, the fantastical, romantic, and poetic, the historical. Whether you visit a bookshop, a library, or your own bookshelves, exploring the world of words will be particularly valuable to you right now, revisiting some old favorites along the way that may have something new to teach you. Revisiting some old favorites along the way that may have something new to teach you. Yeah. So in September, September could be a very chill month for you with this card falling out and with, you know, the description and the advice that the card gave you. We will put my little spooky cow to hold your card. Let me grab some dice. But yeah, it could be a very chill month for you. And I think you'll appreciate that. So let's get some dice. We have Aries, Aquarius, Virgo. Happy birthday to any Virgos. We have Libra. Happy birthday as well. Happy birthday to any Libras, because the end of September is Libra season. Happy birthday to both Virgo and Libra. We have Aquarius again, Sagittarius, one more, Scorpio, actually I'll have one more and they'll be done, and Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising. Bum, bum, bum. So let me move this. I have a cord in the way and I don't want to be touching it because I'm afraid I'll make the camera move. So let's get into your reading. We will first start with the overall energy and theme of your September 2026. There are 5 questions in the spread. The overall theme, what is coming towards you, an obstacle you may face, something you need to focus on, and the outcome, aka how you will be feeling by the end of the month. So first, what is the overall energy? What is the theme? Okay. Page of Swords, Judgment. One more card, please. Thank you. And Justice. Interesting. So Page of Swords does bring me back to what I was saying about the bookshop card. You know, it's talking about researching, learning, maybe delving into some interest of yours, revisiting some favorite pieces of media, favorite books, favorite interests. If anyone here is interested in studying anything, if you're interested in studying astrology, tarot, maybe you're interested in studying art, maybe you're interested in studying gardening, herbalism, studying how to drive, you know, the list goes on and on and on. Whatever you're interested in studying, I think September will be a really good month for you to kind of delve into those interests that you have, because I don't know if you're just going to have a lot of free time, or if that will just really fill your heart and soul with a lot of joy and happiness. You will need those sorts of calming moments where you can focus on something enjoyable. You know, you will really benefit from prioritizing yourself and stimulating your brain with, you know, enjoyable content, and not content as in like, you know, doom scrolling, obsessive watching of certain content. I think you are kind of going from a media form of stimulation to a calmer kind. I don't think it's as clashing, because in the case of doom scrolling, you know, it's a different form of content every time you scroll. It's a lot. So you're kind of moving from a lot of things that you're focusing on to maybe one sole thing that is something you're interested in. And you're starting from the beginning with it being a page, because a page is essentially, I call it a 0. It's the novice, is the beginner. You are skill set 0, as in The Sims, you know? You know how The Sims, they start from 0 and then they max out at like 10. Like, you're at 0. You're still learning the skill. Sims reference there. Anyway, we do have Judgment in reverse, which is a little interesting, because Judgment is typically like awakenings, a eureka moment, some sort of sudden clarity, maybe a sign from your guides, from your team, etc. I don't know if it just kind of seems like I don't want to say it seems like a lackluster month, but I don't think you're going to receive too much information. If anyone here, you know, is someone who, like, maybe you reach out to your spirit team, to the universe, whomever you align yourself with, I feel like you'll not receive as many messages. I think September is just a very chill month. It's very chill, because I don't feel like you not receiving information, you are not receiving this eureka moment, this sudden bit of clarity. I don't think that is a bad thing. I don't think there's anything urgent that you need to hear, that you need to know. You're kind of just doing things. Justice being here is always good, in my opinion. It makes me think of good karma, good vibes, keeping the balance. Also, Libra, the scales. So this could put some emphasis on any Libras here, especially September Libras. But with Justice being here, it does further confirm to me that September isn't going to be just because you're not receiving information, just because things aren't moving forward, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. I think there's a lot of balancing of energy, which could be why September is just such a chill month for you, because it is the balancing of energy. It's you taking things slow. It's you know, enjoying your time, enjoying the process, enjoying whatever you're educating yourself on, etc. You know? So it's a lot chiller of a month for you. I have, like, my mouth is so, this is like, you're not probably going to like hearing this, but I freaking have saliva like crazy right now. So if you hear me swallowing, I'm so sorry, because, like, it's really bad for some reason. Maybe I need a drink. Give me a second. I'll get a drink. I don't think it's gonna help, but we'll hope and pray. Anyway, like I was saying, with Justice being here, I think it is good karma. I think it is good vibes. I think it is the balancing of scales. I don't see anything majorly bad happening to you. And I don't see anything inconvenient. I'm not going to word it as majorly bad. Nothing majorly bad is going to happen. Something inconvenient is not going to happen to you. I don't think anything majorly bad is going to happen to you. But also, can't be predicting that, can we? But I don't think anything too inconvenient will be coming up. I think it's just kind of a chill month. It's a chill month for you. The vibes are chill. You're really focusing on education. You're really focusing on your interests. You're just vibing. You're vibing to the max. So the next part of your reading is what is coming towards you. I have my notebook to my side. It's a little angled up, so I'm having to like really sit up straight to see what it says. Let me move it over here actually, because I need to see what I wrote down. Anyway, what is coming towards you? What kind of opportunity will be presenting itself for you in September? I almost said August. Nope, September. What is coming towards pile 1 in September? What is coming towards pile 1 in September? Thank you. Ooh, okay. This one's interesting. It's interesting because there are two very positive cards here. We have Ace of Wands, the ignition of a spark, ideas, something growing, something appearing, something, like I said, lighting a spark, something showing itself to you. Maybe a new creative project. Let me put my pencil right there. Where? So yeah, like I said, maybe a new creative project, new project you're working on. Something that really gets you moving. Oh my gosh, what is the meme? It's like, it gets the people going. Give me a second. It's, no one knows what it means. It's provocative. It gets the people going. I do not know what movie it's from. I've never watched the movie. Blades of Glory? Is that what it is? I don't know. That's the first name I saw. It might not be Blades of Glory. I might have butchered it. I don't know. But anyway, it's provocative. It gets the people going. So, new opportunities, new things. Kind of the spark, this idea. It makes no sense at the beginning. But, you're liking it. You're liking the vibes. You're liking how it's looking. 5 of Cups being here, a little sad, but this is a sad card that isn't entirely sad. 5 of Cups is you are grieving, over something you lost, but you're not paying attention to what you still have. All is not lost. It is not the end of the world. There's still more out there for you. There is still more that you have to offer. There's still more you have. The loss doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. It doesn't have to be the end-all, be-all situation where it's like, you lost this and you're never going to be successful ever again. Do not treat this new opportunity, if there's any grief or sadness or disappointment related to a new situation. Like, for example, if you reach out to get a new opportunity, we're going to say a job, you're going to apply for something, you're going to try to join this social group, etc. You reach out, you go to join, and you don't get accepted. You're going to be disappointed, and that's all right. You're allowed to be disappointed. But I do think this failing of an opportunity, it's only opening a door for a better one in the future. Because this other one might have just not matched you in the first place. It might have not met you where you are. It wouldn't have launched you to a place you would like to be. 10 of Cups right here. Emotional fulfillment, happiness, the ultimate happiness. Look at them. They're dancing happily. There's their house. There's all their pretty cups. This is fulfillment to the max. You feel very emotionally fulfilled related to this new opportunity. I don't think, due to what I got at the beginning related to the theme, like I said, I feel like September is going to be a very, as I worded it, lackluster month for you. It's not going to be super duper eventful. You're going to have, like I said, this disappointment related to something not entirely working, something kind of flopping. I wouldn't focus on that disappointment or grief too much. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It may feel disappointing and you will feel sad. And maybe for some people, you'll be like, this is the end. That makes me think of Hocus Pocus. Where it's like, oh my gosh, I need to stop with the movie references because then I'm trying to remember the exact dialogue and I can't be doing that. Yeah, so it was Winifred who was like, this is the end. I feel it. We are doomed. And, yes, Winnie. Yes. I don't know. Ignore me. Hocus Pocus could be significant too. Whatever the first movie I quoted could be significant for someone, Hocus Pocus could be significant. But you could be pulling a Winifred right here where you're like, this is the end, we're doomed. You're not doomed. It's not the end of the world. You know, everything's going to be fine. Don't let any disappointments and those sorts of things kind of weigh you down, keep you down, make you sad. Don't do it. Don't let it happen. You know, good things are in your future. Good things are coming for you. You know, you can't let this one bad thing that happened define your whole month, define this whole opportunity, define your whole dream, you know? Because I feel like one thing, you're going to try to make something work and it's not going to work. And you're going to be like, I guess I'm never supposed to do it. Like, no. Hold out hope. Keep working on like different sources of making this opportunity happen because it's meant to happen. It's just not meant to happen right now. A better way for it to happen in the way you need it to will make an appearance, okay? Have patience. So that's going to be significant. Like I said, I'm going to repeat what I said again. September is a not super eventful month. I don't think you're going to see any major manifestations coming in September. I think you're going to have this door opening, and I think Ten of Cups is just being like, yo, maybe by the end of the month you're going to see something that's going to really make you happy. I don't think that what you're trying to bring in the new opportunity that presents itself in September, I don't think it will reach its full complete level until a little bit later. Like, I think this is merely just the beginning. Okay, so don't let any failures disappoint you, and just know when a piece of success happens related to this new opportunity, know there's more. Know this is only the beginning and it gets better. So that's exciting. I just realized I didn't pull Oracle for the other spreads. I get so mad. I have so many Oracle decks, and I always forget to get them out for your reading. I will grab some Oracle decks towards the end. How about that? We'll try to remember. Actually, let me write it down for me to remember. Grab Oracle at end. Now. All caps. Okay? I'm not showing you my handwriting because it looked awful. I was just throwing on words, okay? It's not that bad, so I'm not going to show you it. It's not normally that bad, so I'm not going to humiliate myself by showing you the sloppy handwriting. Anyway, next is obstacles you will be facing in September. What sort of obstacles will pile 1 be facing in September? Please and thank you. Thank you. Oh, I would have seen that one coming from a mile a freaking way. A mile away. I almost bent my nail. Anyway, I could have seen that coming a mile away. 8 of Wands. What does 8 of Wands typically mean? It means speed. It means quickness. It means something suddenly coming in. Reverse, there could be a delay. What did I say though? September is an uneventful month. And the opportunity you do receive, there may be a delay in disappointment. And also, you're not going to reach the full potential of this opportunity until later. Okay? So, the obstacle, the bump in the road that you face in September, it is related to your disappointment of how things do not happen quick enough. That there is a delay. That things are not just, beautifully falling into place. The uneventfulness makes you a little antsy, okay? So, 7 of Wands, obviously, is a card of, I think it was like you're defending yourself. I forgot the exact wording. I always forget. Let me look. Yep, beautiful, found it. So, it is possible attempt from outside to take away your advantage, difficulty with rivals. It becomes necessary to protect your interests. A one-sided fight, stick to your values, and persevere. Quarrels, defiance, etc. etc. Be brave and determined. Victory will be yours. Yeah, so, and with Five of Cups appearing in your reading, like I said, any disappointments you face, it is not the end of the world. Any bad things you experience, you are not doomed. If you experience any conflict with people around you, if there's some clashing with people around you related to things you're trying to bring in, don't let it bring you down. Hold your ground, especially since, like I said at the beginning, you're going to find things that you're going to be interested in September, and this month will really be focused on you kind of delving into those interests. Researching, educating yourself, discovering a new opportunity, and kind of learning about it and being like, okay, how can I make this happen? This is September for you. Don't let people stop or sway you from making your opportunity happen, for working towards it. Because it's just, I don't know, it's background noise. They don't have the power that they may try to act like they have. The power is not in their favor. It's not on their table. They don't have the wand that gives them all rule of all choices. Like, no. They have no power in this situation. So stand firm in where you are and keep working towards what you want to work towards. You know what you're doing. Believe in yourself. Work towards it. Don't let these people kind of sway you to believing one way or another. And also, don't let the delays disappoint you. Things may be delaying for a reason. King of Swords. Now, we did begin this reading with Page of Swords, and now we are here with King of Swords. Obstacles you will face. Swords are mentality, mind, words. It does make me think of your internal world, though you would think that cups would be like maybe emotionally your internal world. Swords is, I don't know if there's overthinking or if there's doubts. If the way things are paced kind of make you be like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Kings are typically an external source of energy, and queens are a more internal source of energy. So I think it's really focused on your external world, what you're doing, how you're not seeing any changes, you're not really seeing anything. I think even in your form of educating yourself and like trying to level yourself up in your interests per se, even in that aspect of your life, it's like, okay, let me back up. You're trying to educate yourself. You're trying to work towards something. Every single day you're working towards it, and it is just it's a little addition. It's a little new tidbit that you're learning. You don't see the progress that you're making for what it is. You are too busy focusing on the end goal and how you are not there yet. You're not thinking about, oh, look at how all the progress I made, look at all these cool things I learned. You're too busy focused on, well, nothing has changed. I still feel like I know nothing, blah, 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 blah. And you could be focused on, how the tiny efforts you're putting into your life, they're getting delayed. There is some clashing, and you see no changes in your external reality. It's irritating. It's disappointing. The obstacle you are facing, what really is ironic is most of your obstacles are all mental, they're not an actual issue. And I don't want to say that to kind of devalue the way you feel, the irritation, because, like, it's the realest thing to be irritated. You know, if things get delayed, if people are being irritating and trying to convince you to do something else, you know, that's irritating, and that's like it's an actual experience and things, but I don't think it's as big as you think it is. I don't think it's as, like I said, it is not the end of the world. That's really the core theme of your reading, especially related to obstacles, is it is not the end of the world. You know, this issue you are facing right now is merely a bump in the road, and I don't think you're really going to see that until you are done with it and you reflect on it, and then you're like, oh, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And I relate, you know, I feel like that is a very human experience, to experience some sort of difficulty in the moment, being like, oh my god, this is awful, and then later being like, actually, it's not as big of a deal as I made it. Being a little dramatic there, like, that's the realist experience. I think you just need to remind yourself in these moments, you know, come back to this reading, write it down, remind yourself, you know, it's not the end of the world. I can overcome this. I've overcome so many things. I can overcome this. This does not define the end for me. So, next part of your reading, focus of the month. What are you going to be focusing on primarily? What is the primary focus for pile 1? I'm not taking you. I'm not taking you because you just came out. And we're not repeating messages. If you want to come out again, come out again. You know, but I will not be taking you now. What is the focus of the month? Thank you. Give me a second. Actually, I don't know. Let me think. Let me think on this. Bro, this piece of tape has like cat hair all over it. This is awful. Yeah, that did absolutely nothing. So we're just gonna put it down. YouTube shouldn't get me in trouble, I don't think. There's you see nothing. You see nothing. It's fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Obstacles of the month. Boom. Obstacles of the month. Okay. Wait, obstacles of the month? Focus of the month. My god. Anyway. Focus of the month. Should I keep 7 of Swords? Yes. Okay. So, we're keeping 7 of Swords. We're good. With the star being here in reverse, I think the focus of the month, I feel like you're still very hyper-focused on, unfortunately, the fact things are not happening quick enough for you. Now, should this be the focus of the month? No, but I do think it is it's an inkling thought that keeps coming back to you. You keep focusing on the fact that things aren't happening quick enough. Now, if we move this reading to the most, I don't want to say the most healthy version, but if we move it to the most positive version, that's what we're going to say. We're going to move it to the most positive version. The most positive thing that you can focus on in September would be kind of what's in front of you. What are you working on right now? What have you done right now? Focus on those passion projects. And focus on the effort that you have put in already. With 7 of Swords being here, that does kind of stump me as a focus. Because Seven of Swords is sneakiness, thievery. I don't know if you're taking inspiration or taking notes from other people. If you're observing and kind of educating yourself based off of other people's experiences related to whatever curiosity you have. It's a very with the fox being here, observing. Like, I know that's not the context of the card, but that's what I keep thinking of. This fox just, like, watching these kids. Children could be representative of you, actually. You could be reflecting a lot on your past actions, your past energy, your past friendships. Give me a second. You're focusing a lot on the past. Perhaps. Knight of Wands, like I said, focus on your interests, your passions. The star being in reverse, unfortunately, like I said, reminds me of the fact that you were not happy with the pacing. Don't focus on the pacing. Don't focus on, take a step back, maybe. Some of you may need to take a step back from, obsessively trying to bring in manifestations with the star being in reverse. Maybe you are having to kind of, say your manifestation, say your piece, and let it be, let it lie, let it go, Because I feel like if you keep hyper-focusing on it, it really doesn't get you anywhere, because all it makes you focus on is the fact that nothing has happened yet, and I think it is a little discouraging for you to focus on the fact that nothing has happened yet. So, I say, as your focus for the month, try to take a step back from, if you do any manifestations, release them. I don't think that this is a very heavily manifesting month for you. Like I said, it's very uneventful. You're just really you're just having to work on what's close to you, what's personal to you. Work on what means the most to you, what ignites that spark, something that you're like, oh, I need to work on this. I need to focus on this. Work on that and kind of just let everything else be. It's not super, I said this so many times, it's not super eventful. You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to, fill your schedule with a bunch of things. It's a very chill month. You're going to be chilling and reading books, watching your favorite movies, going out for a little walk. Maybe you're doing some fall activities. I don't know. I keep thinking of fall activities. You could be doing some of that. Fall things. Thinking of fall. Thinking of Halloween. Thinking about, decorations or sweater weather and all these sorts of things. Or you're thinking of getting all cozied up. Relaxing. Taking a mini vacay. Even if you can't actually take a vacation. Just creating a safe space for yourself to have a vacation. To have a moment of rest. It's very reflective. You are focusing on what's in your atmosphere right now. Everything beyond your power, everything, just simply everything beyond your power, you're kind of just releasing to the universe to deal with and focus on, You're like, you know what? When it's meant to happen, it will happen. I'm going to chill. I'm going to vibe. I'm going to relax. I deserve this. For the last question of the reading is, outcome, how you will feel by the end of the month. So, thank you. How will pile 1 feel by the end of September? This is purely because of your own ego. Because I really genuinely don't think it is an actual, I don't think it's an actual issue. It's the pacing again. You're too ate up on the pacing. You're too ate up on the fact that whatever you work towards, it hasn't just fallen into your lap yet. You need to give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Be generous to yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time for the fact that you haven't accomplished the thing you wanted to accomplish. I don't know if you set unrealistic goals or there's something unrealistic about what you're doing here. There's something that's kind of like you're setting yourself up for failure in the first place by behaving this way and by thinking this way. You could have a very good month. September could be a very good month for you. You need to make it that way. You get to make a choice. You either get to choose this side of things. You either get to choose that you're going to only focus on the negatives. You're going to only sit and whine about what hasn't happened yet. And, I'm in my flop era and nothing new has happened to me. And everyone's saying all these things about what I'm doing and blah, 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 blah. My manifestations aren't coming in yet. You could sit in your woes, doom scroll, and focus on this. Or you can choose the higher road and go over here and genuinely just chill and enjoy your month. There is no pressure to be perfect now. There is no pressure to reach the finish line now. This is not an actual race. This is just kind of jogging, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the path. And you will get to the finish line when you are meant to get to the finish line. Stop making your journey to whatever you're wanting a miserable experience just because you're like so focused on the end goal and not focused on the experience. Live in the present, you will get to the end when you are meant to get to the end. There is so much, good quality, valuable things in your present that you're completely neglecting because you're so focused on what you don't have that you want to have right this second. So, you get to make the choice this September. And I'm going to say my thought after this. Release the need to be everything. Release the need to be perfect. Release the need to be successful. Release these needs. Oh, I forgot where I heard about it. I forgot. I literally heard someone said this. I heard someone on TikTok say this this last week, and it really, it was impactful in my opinion, so I'm going to tell you it because I feel like you'll need it. Don't obsess over, how am I going to word this? It's like, don't obsess over your ambitions and your goals, because when you do, it's like the universe just sprinkles it to you. When you act nonchalant and you genuinely are just like, it's going to happen when it's going to happen, I think is when things kind of fall into place a little bit better. But I think it's because you are not focusing. Okay. I don't know if it's because you've just become more grateful about the experience. I worded the whole saying, absolutely terribly. But it's because you release the obsession of being this certain type of person, of reaching the certain level of success, of, having this certain thing, of having love, of having this certain car or living in this house. You are releasing the obsession of focusing on it. And then suddenly the process becomes more enjoyable. And life becomes more enjoyable. Because you are less focused on this one thing and this one thing only, But you get to make the choice. And this was my little tidbit I wanted to say before. You don't have to run a tight ship where if you feel disappointed one day, you're like, I didn't do what that tarot reading said. I'm failing. This is awful. My month will be awful because I didn't do this one thing that the tarot reading said. No. You are allowed to feel disappointment. You are allowed to, be upset if things don't happen quick enough. You're allowed to be disappointed if something does not follow through the way you wanted to. You're allowed to feel these emotions. It's more just about not letting them control and define your whole entire existence. It's about feeling these feelings because they're valid and you're allowed to feel them and all these things. Feeling them, but also at the end of the day, knowing that, you're placing out this trust that you will receive what you're meant to receive when you are meant to receive it. Trusting that the work you have done was enough, is good, and you're on the right path. Basically just not beating yourself up, giving yourself grace, giving yourself just a little bit of break, a time to breathe, because you have already done so much. You're already doing so much. Stop giving yourself a hard time about what you haven't accomplished. This is a loaded reading. Okay? We're going to grab some oracle cards, so give me a second. I will grab all the ones I want to use for you, and we will finish your reading. I have 4 decks here, so we will get them out. First deck I grabbed based off of pure intuition, because why should I grab my astrology one? I grabbed my astrology one, so we will see what message comes through. Final messages for pile 1, please. Final messages for pile 1. Thank you. The Sun. Saturn. Good things take time, Good things take time, consistency, responsibility. It isn't that, the pacing isn't that you are not deserving of it. The pacing is that good things of good quality will come with time. We have caution, tread softly as not to disturb the woodland floor. I don't think caution is coming out to be like, oh, beware, something's going to come up in your month that's going to be awful, beware, I'm focusing on the fact that it says tread softly. You're not trying to disturb the woodland floor. You're not trying to disturb the process. You're not trying to disturb, the platform that you have, the foundation, that's the word, the foundation you've laid for yourself already. You need to give yourself grace. You need to give the things that you've already created, time to breathe. Just because it reminds me of, I've seen this on social media in general, where people are like, if your video doesn't blow up within this many hours, delete it and repost it. No. Stop trying to force things to happen, force things to fall into place. Let the video breathe. Let it become what it's meant to become. Not everything, unfortunately, not everything's going to be a big hit like you want it to be, but it was meant to land that way for a reason. So don't second guess your actions and don't second guess the way things turn out. Don't delete that post and repost it just because you feel like it flopped. Give it time to breathe. Give it time to become what it's supposed to become. We have a couple cards here. I will take them. I normally don't take multiples, but I will take them. This has tiny writing, so give me a second. We have reassurance. Your loving angels are always by your side, watching you and guiding you towards your dreams. As you consistently pour your heart into your journey, you will soon see your dreams come to fruition. Know that you are never alone and that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. So you are not like the most hated child in the universe. Stop putting that out there, you know? Everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own pacing and ways things happen in their life. Pay attention to the numbers. They could be significant. We do have breakthrough. You are on the cusp of a significant breakthrough in your life after a short period of stagnation. Your willingness to grow is all the energy you need at this moment. Set new goals and live them out. Opportunities will come to you effortlessly if you open yourself to growth and new possibilities. I have nothing to say about that one. Take note. So this will be the last deck. I will get out good old Kyle Gray, because the guidebooks, Kyle Gray guidebooks, man, they're my favorite. They have the best messages. I love them. Oops. You ruined my pile. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that. Unless he says the pronunciation in there. It says cosmic power, unlimited potential, sacred mission initiation. So let me find it in the guidebook. Wait, just saw it. Thank you, please. I saw it and it left me. Please. Thank you. So it's an ancient Egyptian name for Sirius, one of the most important stars. The goddess, that name, is a feminine personification. Is its feminine personification. Her name can be translated to triangle or sharp one. Interesting. She has many forms and is most often as a woman wearing a white crown, topped by a star. Although sometimes she has an elongated head or headpiece, implying she's from another world. Okay, interesting. Anyway, your message is the energy of wishing on a star and seeing that wish come true is with you now. This is the time to push forward with any projects or ideas that you feel called to carry out. You are a powerful being with unlimited potential. Don't let yourself be held back by anyone or anything, which is what we discussed. If you set your heart on something, there is no doubt it will come to fruition because you are unlocking your star power. You are destined to shine brightly in this lifetime. All the experiences you're having at this time are in alignment with that sacred mission. There is energy of positivity, abundance, and excitement around you now. And this will help you turn your vision into reality into the reality you deserve to experience. So it's overall very positive. Your reading is very positive. The oracle you're getting is very positive. So don't let yourself beat yourself up, you know? That is your reading, though. I do hope it resonated. If anyone wants a personal reading, feel free to go check out my Etsy shop. That will be linked in the description below. I restock every single month. I do have monthly readings still available by the time I'm recording this. So if anyone wants to go get your own personal monthly prediction reading or an extended version, more information about this one, feel free to go check that out there. I post on TikTok as well. That will be linked in my description as well. I go live on TikTok on the weekends. If anyone wants to support me in my chaos, feel free to check out my Ko-Fi and drop some support. Sorry, I am forgetting my words. Drop some support. Anyway, yes, feel free to drop a like, follow, or comment. Love y'all. Kisses. Bye-bye. Have a good September. Bye. If I can end this. Hello, gorgeous Pile 2, you chose the Frog Grotto card. This is your card. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to put this over to the side by the spooky cow to be watched over as we read what the guidebook has to say. The Frog Grotto talks about gossip, rumor, commentary, indirect communication, social media, misinformation, and privacy concerns. It says, be mindful of the amplification of words and how things can echo in the grotto. You can hear frogs from quite a different, quite a distance away. The cacophony of social media can blow out the silence you need to hear. Out the silence you need to hear yourself think. Hop out of the pond for a while. Everyone will be sitting on the same mossy rock. Everyone will still be sitting on the same mossy rock if and when you choose to return. So, with the Frog Grotto card, it's asking you to take a break. It's taking a break from, any messy social media. It's asking you to take a break from any problematic interaction situations, etc. Giving yourself a break when there is so much information, when there's so much stimulation all around you, that you are losing the ability to think, take a second, step back, and really be with yourself. It's this interaction, these people, social media even, it will be there always. You will always turn and it will still be there. So it's not like you're missing out. You're not, was it FOMO? Don't have FOMO. You will be fine. I say with social media especially because with social media, there's always a lot going on. There's a lot of different information. There's a lot of different talking. There's a lot going on. It's taking a step back from that as well, kind of allowing yourself to think, allowing yourself to have your own thoughts and opinions and things, not getting lost in the all the information, all the different opinions and things. So we're going to pull some astrology dice to get your possible sun, moon, or rising sign. If your sun doesn't come up, that doesn't mean that this reading isn't meant for you. This reading could still be your reading. This is just for fun. This is just for flavor. And it hid behind the frog card. Frog card. We have Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo. Happy birthday to any Virgos. Virgo again, Sagittarius, Capricorn again, 2 more, Scorpio again, 1 more, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium. Welcome to your reading. Now, today's reading, we will be getting into a spread as always. So, the first part of the spread is overall energy and theme of your month. Second part is what's coming towards you, what kind of opportunities. The third is what sort of obstacles you will face. The fourth is what is the focus of the month. And the fifth is the outcome and how you will feel by the end. And at the very, very end, I will grab oracle cards and get extra messages. So, let's get into your reading. Let's hop right in. Like a frog. The overall energy and theme of September 2026 for pile 2. We have the moon. Let me angle this down a little bit because we're trying to look at the cards. That was too many, so we will not take it. Thank you. We have King of Swords. Ironically, the theme of the month for you, what will be the overall energy, is kind of clearing your mind, clearing your atmosphere. There is a lot of illusion. There is a lot of clouds in your head. There's a lot going on. And I think for you, you really need to take a moment to kind of just be with yourself. You may feel like this King of Swords here. Now, I'm focusing on the appearance of this card rather than the message of the card. Look how exhausted this King of Swords looks. You could be feeling like the King of Swords in a way where you kind of went through a lot of different sources of stimulation. You dealt with a lot of different interactions, a lot of different conflicts. There's almost the exhaustion of having to be the leader, of having to make sure everyone else is okay and putting yourself last in the situation. You know, you may really need to move your focus on leaving people in situations that just don't resonate with you, that are draining the energy from you, etc. And moving forward without guilt. Because there could easily be guilt in the situation, especially if other people are involved. You could be like, well, what if I hurt their feelings? What if this isn't the right choice? Focus on your emotions. Focus on how you're feeling. How you're feeling. Anyway, how you're feeling. And take note of the fact that, you know, first of all, you can't give from an empty cup. But second of all, how is it fair to yourself to be focusing on everyone else around you and not yourself? Because here's what's really interesting about your whole thought process. You're going around being like, I'm not going to end this, or stop talking to this person, or, you know, have a difficult conversation with this person, or, you know, situation, because, you know, what if it hurts their feelings? What if it ends up ruining this person's day? What if it ends up, you know, being inconvenient in this way? And then you're so focused on this, you're neglecting the fact that, you know, you're bothered, you're unhappy, you're anxious. You know, you are neglecting your own emotions. You're putting other people above yourself. You're putting these situations, because this doesn't have to be related to people. This could be related to a situation. You trying to finish a situation. You trying to complete a goal. Maybe for other people, maybe due to whatever is going on in your atmosphere. You're not prioritizing yourself. You're prioritizing everything else around you. You have become last in your own checklist. And I think for September, you're really having to step away from these things and focus on yourself and be one with yourself and find peace within yourself. Move away from the negativity. Move away from the negative waters of conflict, of, you know, lack of clarity. You're kind of having to make a difficult decision in September of prioritizing yourself. Because you're feeling like this King of Swords here, where you're just exhausted. You're exhausted, you're done. You are tired of having to deal with the same old drama. It makes me think of that Selena Gomez song that's like, I'm so sick of the same old love. That same old love? I don't know. I'm sure you guys know. If you know, you know. But it reminds me of that song. You know, you're having enough of the same old thing over and over and over again. You want something new. You want something that you're deserving of. You want something that is good quality. That's not just like there for the show, you know? So that is really the main overall energy for your September, is leaving things behind and making these difficult decisions. Kind of pushing aside putting everyone else first and focusing on yourself for once. Now, what is coming towards you? What is coming towards pile 2 in September? What is coming towards pile 2? Coming towards pile 2. What is coming towards pile 2 What is coming towards pile 2? We'll take it. What is coming towards pile 2? Oh. What is coming towards you is healing from heartbreak. It may be clarity on the sneakiness and anything, shady going on around you. The Hermit being the main card, I think it continues to push the fact that you will be prioritizing yourself. You will be focusing on yourself. The energy is very you-based in September, and it needs to be, because you have drained a lot of energy on other people and on other situations for the maybe even the entirety of the year. It feels like you've been so indicate? No. It's like you're so swallowed up in excuse me. You're so swallowed up in the world of other people, or the world of, like I said, social media, or this negative situation, this atmosphere, You've been so focused on it, you've been so swallowed up in it, that you've lost yourself, and you're needing to focus on yourself and return to yourself and kind of heal from that. You're really feeling drained. You're really feeling like just an absolute empty cup. And you need to refresh from that. So what is coming towards you is this space to heal. I do question if what leads you to come to this moment where you decide you're walking away, what gets you to this place is unfortunately like a red flag, a situation that kind of just makes it unavoidable. And I'm not saying that the worst thing ever happens and then you decide to leave. Like, I don't want anyone to sit here and be uncomfortable or afraid or whatever. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying expect the worst. This could simply just be you kind of realizing what's fair and not fair in your relationships. Someone saying something to you, even if it seems small to someone else around you, that word that they said, the way they chose to talk to you, it like clicks, and you're like, you know what? I'm done. So with you, there seems to be this moment of clicking, and it very quickly leads to you being like, you know what? Bye-bye. I'm done. I deserve better. I need better. I need to do better for myself. You're taking responsibility of, your own happiness, and you're like, bye-bye. I'm gone. With Three of Swords being in the reverse, that is a healing energy, because upright is heartbreak. Reverse, healing. You're healing from past heartbreak. You're healing from any wounds that certain situations or people have caused you. You're kind of just upping your worth. Kind of prioritizing yourself and really working on yourself in a deep, deep way. That will be very beneficial. And it's something you need. It's something that's, it's been supposed to happen. Now, the next question in the spread is what obstacles you'll need to face. What obstacles you will be facing. In September. So, what obstacles will pile 2 face in September? What obstacles will pile 2 be facing in September? What obstacles will pile 2 be facing in September? Seven of Cups, the Chariot, 9 of Cups. Interesting. Because this isn't, the cards I'm getting here isn't negative. What kind of obstacles will you be facing? Will you be facing obstacles? Let me pull a card. Will they be facing any obstacles besides, releasing? Yeah, see, that's the confirmation I needed. That's the confirmation I needed. You are making a choice to release all these negative things, all these negative people. Oh my God. The sun at the very top. It fell out slightly. It's at the very top of the deck. Okay, that's beautiful. You have removed all the junk, all the trash. You've cleaned you've cleaned and cleansed yourself out. Everything's good. And I'm not saying everything's good, like, oh, everything's good, everything's fine. Because I'm sure you'll be like, I don't know if everything is perfect. It could be better, but But what I'm saying is, like, it's improved. You've cleaned your atmosphere. You're in a blank slate. It's a blank slate. There's so many possibilities and opportunities. I think really what blocks you isn't anything actually physical, isn't anything without any actual power. What's blocking you barely is your own negative thinking. It's your own, doubts, thoughts, and fears. You're good. You're doing good. You're fine. You're dandy. You're good where you are. I think once you make the hard decision to kind of release these people, release these things, and you make the moves and take action to remove and release these things, it's like your path gets clear to an extreme. Like I said, there's so many opportunities in front of you. There's so many things being presented to you. The Chariot's upright. The path is clear. The path is onward, You see what you want and you're just charging forward. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Emotional fulfillment, feeling good, feeling all grand and, what is it for grand and, there's another word I wanted to say. Anyway, you're feeling all grand and happy. It's a major release, is like, it's been lifted off your shoulder. A major burden has been lifted off your shoulder. You're feeling super, super at peace. You will have negative thoughts every now and then. You may come in and doubt, where you are, if you made the right decision. Doubts will come in, but I don't think you shouldn't let those doubts eat up your mind and eat up the situation, because like I said, like, everything here is looking beautiful. You don't actually have any obstacles or any blockages besides yourself, besides your own mind. And honestly, I can say this confidently. I feel like a lot of you here have the power to easily stop your overthinking, to easily kind of take this sense of accountability almost, and be like, okay, we're not doing this. I know this is wrong. I know this is a lie. I know this is simply, this negative thinking is because of these past situations, is because of everything else I went through. It's not real. Like, you see the situation for what it is. You see the truth. You see that your path is clear. You see that, there's a bright, beautiful future ahead of you. Do not worry about obstacles. Do what you're going to do, because you are in a very good position right now to move forward, to, receive whatever you want to receive, whatever manifestations you want to bring in. I mean, focus on the way this 9 of Cups card looks like. It's like all these guides, all these guardians, angels, the universe, ancestors, whomever, they're pouring into you all the possibilities, all the things that could ever happen to you that are within your grasp. They're going to be like, look. It's like a kid in a candy shop, but you have like a lot of money, so like you can get the candy, like the path. I said this, the path is clear. They're going to show you everything you can do, and they're going to be like, yo, the path is also clear, so like, have at it. Here's all this money, go get all the candy you want. Your guides have your back. They have your back. They're here for this situation. They're here for you releasing whatever was holding you down. And they're like, it's time to get moving. You've been in stagnation for a while because of this stupid situation. It's time to move, okay? It's time to progress forward. So, what is the focus of September for you? What is the focus of September for pile 2? Yep. What is the focus? Oh, I love this actually. Okay, one more. What is the focus? I love this. Yo, tarot, guys. Tarot. I'll clock it. I can't snap my fingers. I'm sorry. Can't. Anyway. We have death. The focus, transformation, change, possibilities. The many possibilities, but it's all, all these things are being handed out to you. They're being presented to you in a nice fancy cup that's overflowing with joy, that's overflowing with goodness and happiness and all these things. You went into September with an empty cup. You went into September feeling drained, feeling tired, feeling done with all this BS. With all the people weighing you down, with all the drama, with all the whining of every external source, that job that's expecting too much of you, that sink that keeps breaking, all the inconveniences, all the things that would drain more and more and more energy. You came in September, empty cup, nothing. You leave September, everything. The universe is presenting this overflowing cup. It's presenting all these opportunities and good things to you, showing you that, you're entering a blank card moment where it's like, it's infinite possibilities, infinite. And all because you decided to take action and be like, okay, I'm done. I deserve better. Huh? Your reading is really powerful, okay? Your reading is really powerful. It's really good. I love your pile. Because it is just so intense. It's intense, and intense in the best way possible. And it is so positive. I think your rest of your year, you're gonna be, by December or January 2027, sorry. January 2027, you will reflect on where you were in August, and then you will reflect on where you are in January, and you're gonna be like, look at me go. Look at me now. You see the situation for what it is. You see, like your potential. You're going to see the distance that you have made, how far you ran, with the Chariot card. Like, you're charging forward. You're leaving all that nasty crap in the past. You're charging forward. You're moving forward. You're bringing in change. You're bringing in positive opportunities. You're thinking highly of yourself. You're getting yourself out of these negative situations, habits, mindsets, etc. You know what you're worth, and you know what you deserve. And it's a very positive energy. The world is yours. The world is yours. It reminds me, give me a second. It reminds me of that Addison Rae lyric that's like, was it like something about the world is my oyster and I am the pearl, That came to mind. So that could be significant. That's kind of the energy. Like, the world's my I don't know. The world is my oyster. I am the pearl. Endless opportunities. Endless goodness. I am the pearl, okay? I am the goodness. I am the shiny, pretty pearl. So, the final, or second to last, spread is outcome and how you will feel by the end of September. So, what is the outcome? How will pile 2 feel by the end of September? I saw 4 for 4 in the camera. Wow. 9 of Pentacles. What's this? Wow. 6 of Wands. Okay. And Queen of Wands. Beautiful, powerful, wonderful. We love it. I kicked my camera, I'm sorry. We love it. You're leaving September feeling like $1,000,000. You're feeling like $1,000,000 by the end of September, and I love it. I love it. Anyone who pick any pile, feel free to update me on how your September goes. Y'all need to come back and update me. By the end of September, come back and be like, I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Like, confirm or deny how you're feeling. Because the energy is very positive here. Lady Leisure. Chillin'. Feeling successful. Like I said, feeling like $1,000,000. You're feeling fine and dandy. You have put yourself in a good position. You know it. You're living it. You're having a good old time in it. Blah, blah, blah. 6 of Wands. Success, victory, recognition. You're going to be recognized. Whomever didn't recognize you before, they're going to be sorry because they're going to see you thriving in your world, away from them, far, far away from them. And they're going to feel real sorry for themselves because they're going to realize how wrong and terrible they were. And you're going to be recognized. You're going to finally be treated for, the quality of person that you are. You're not going to be treated like trash. You're not going to be, taken advantage of in the fact that everyone wants your energy. Everyone wants you to do something for them, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to deal with aggravating inconveniences. Like, we can't escape little conveniences, but like the inconveniences that's like, okay, that shouldn't be happening at all. Like, we're escaping it. We're leaving that sort of negativity in the past all behind. We're moving forward into this beautiful, bright future. We do have Queen of Wands here. Bright, light, just shining right on you. Charismatic, bold, beautiful. Quite the diva, okay? This is the energy. You're going to be feeling like the most authentic, amazing version of yourself. You're going to see you for who you are. You're going to be like, you know what? You're either going to get in line or you're going to be left behind, You're not going to sit and let losers waste your time. You're not. You're going after what you want to go after. You're putting out trust that you're going to get what you want or you're going to get something 10 times better, The energy is very positive for you. And it all happens all in September, and you leave, and it's like, okay, there's still so many possibilities. There's still so many things. This is really going to improve your year for you. It's going to be good vibes, and hopefully money. Hopefully y'all get money. Good vibes and money. So we're going to grab some oracle cards. I'm going to grab them, and I will be back. I grabbed hella lot oracle decks. There's 5 of them. So we will get into this. Now, one of the decks I did grab, it is Russian? I'm pretty sure. I do not understand Russian. So we will be focusing on the imagery, on the vibes, those sorts of things. What we know, because some of them may be a holiday. So what does pile 2 need to know? Final messages for pile 2. Final messages for pile 2. Thank you. We have the Owl card here. Card of, I would believe, wisdom. We have that rune. I think the rune is called Yera. I'm awful at pronouncing things, so I'm sorry. But its literal meaning is year. It's representative of earth and is harvest, repetition, rewards, and plenty. We do have, this does look like a pine cone. And then we have, that's definitely not an acorn plant. But it seems like a lot of stability. And with the spiral here, wouldn't that also be repetition? It would be this continuous spiral. Spirals go on and on and on and on. But there is a lot of stability and knowledge that you're getting within September, within your experiences. You have learned a lot. Honestly, probably just purely from this year, but you've learned a lot in general. Appreciate that and take some time to focus on that. It's a major leveling up moment for you. It's a major just moment of releasing all the negative things. Moving forward, knowing you deserve better, like I said before, you know? I'm focusing on this shape right here, the dots, how they all connect and make this one shape. And I don't want to say, I don't want to sit around and be like, your negative situations happen for a reason. They made you who you are. But I do think you've gained some knowledge through the situations and relationships that you've been in. I don't know if you're reflecting on that, if you're appreciating that, not appreciating the negative experience or the negative aspect of it, but I think you are taking some time to appreciate, you know, the knowledge you got, how you handled things. There's appreciation in your wisdom, appreciation in the work and effort you've put into things. We may also focus on the fact that this owl, its eyes are gone. I don't know if the owl if that is supposed to be like some third eye stuff or what. That little spot on the owl. But it's all internal. With that, it makes me think that it is all internal. Well, that's a given. I was about to say, like, by that I mean, like, all your wisdom isn't, I don't know. Now we're kind of getting, like, woo-woo, where it's like, oh, you're an old soul. I don't know. I just feel like you're very wise, you're very smart. And you've kind of always had this part of you that, I guess, was, like, ahead of the game. Come on. So you're putting some, like, respect on your name, you know? Thank you. Guru Ram Das. Miraculous moments. Miraculous. My God, I lost words. Miraculous moment. Sorry, guys. Harmony surrounds you. Expect miracles. My God, where's my brain? So expect miracles. Let me grab the guidebook real quick. We will look for it. It starts with the G, so we will go to the G part. I just saw it. They keep sticking together, the pages. Excuse me. Give me a second. The message is, the blessings of this fella right here are with you now. Even if the odds are stacked against you, you are being guided to expect miracles. If you feel that there are energies, people, or situations trying to stop you from being yourself or from living the life you feel called to live, know by staying connected to God, you will prevail. Obviously, you can switch words. Don't allow anyone or anything to stand between you and your dreams. By stay committing to your vision, you allow what may seem impossible to become reality. The Divine Master Masters wants you to know that all things are possible and you're worthy of light, healing, abundance, and support. Even if you feel that the miracle you need is too huge to achieve, then you must know that you are only limited by your mind. Don't measure what seems possible. Trust and let miracles become your reality. I do like that message. That was a good one. We have more though. I have no comment, no side notes. You know, made sense to me. It said what I already said. You know. We have Orion, I think. Yeah. Manifestation vortex. Focus your energy with unwavering faith to manifest the outcome you require. So there's a lot about having hope, having manifestations, putting out like trust to the universe that, you know what, I'm gonna figure things out. I've got this in the bag. The message of this card right here is this is a blessed time. Angels are drawing close to you and are encouraging you to continue focusing on the life you want to create, the blessings you are ready to receive. If you find yourself in conflict with your inner voice, or there are people around you trying to discourage you, assert yourself. Believe that you can create anything. Don't let anything or anyone deter you from fulfilling your dreams. What have we been saying? Angels want you to know that the life you want is here. You are being filled with infinite light and energy of the cosmos. Allow yourself to be held up by gratitude. Tuning into the blessings that you already have will allow you to magnetize more experiences to be grateful for. Know that your wishes are within your grasp now. Angels are supporting you as you manifest your wildest dreams and the life you deserve. What is up? You guys have the best messages. What? I felt drawn to grab this deck. It's a yes/no oracle. So feel free to ask a question. If there's any questions lingering in your mind, we will see if I can get a response for that. Success. So if there's whatever question you ask, whatever focus you have, success is the answer. Beautiful answer to have. Let me move that, possibly. There. One more card. And then we will end your reading here. You know what? I'll take it. Stepping stones, take the next step. Simplicity and focus. Once again, I'm grabbing the guidebook. We're moving. It's stepping stones, so S. There we go. We found it. So the stepping stone cards reminds us that we don't need to know every step on the way. It reminds us that no matter how much we try to plan, will still be unexpected things that will occur. If you spend your time trying to avoid obstacles or missteps, if you strive for perfection before any motion, you will never leave the comfort of where you already are. Growth doesn't always feel comfortable. In fact, when we are uncomfortable, it's when we're uncomfortable that we'll likely know we're stretching and growing. From a soul perspective, we came here to grow. This card wants you to know that there are times for great planning and times to proceed ahead. This is the ladder. A time of choosing is right. I've been reading so much, I'm blacking out now. Anyway, a time of choosing is right next step over procrastination. a forward movement over strategy. So put one foot in front of the other, and trust that when your time comes to take another step, you'll know what to do. Beautiful messages. That is your reading, though. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed. I do wish you luck, and I hope you have an amazing September. If anyone wants personal readings, I offer those on Etsy. If you want an extended monthly prediction reading or your own personal one, or a deep dive into each and every week, feel free to go check out my Etsy shop. I have those readings offered there. They should all still be available by the time I post this reading. If not, I like to refresh and restock every month. So there's that. If anyone wants more content from me, I post on TikTok. Feel free to drop a like, follow, and if you want to support me, I have a Ko-Fi. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all. Mwah. Goodbye. Have an amazing September. Toodaloo. Hello, gorgeous pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Witch in the Glen card. This is your card. It's a little shiny. The lighting's a little interesting right now. We're going to get what the meaning of this card is. We will pull astrology dice, and then we will hop right into your reading. Let me get my notebook up so I can read the spread. Gotti. Okay. So, The Witch in the Glen is about compassion and care, unconditional love, bodily healing and recovery, love from and for animals. The Oracle's advice is it may be time to consult a skilled healer. Find someone you can trust with your well-being and who will encourage you to take care of yourself. Don't put off taking care of lingering problems. Be extra tender with those who are entrusted to your care, whether human or animal. Remember that love is the ultimate healer. So for September, with this in mind, healing could be very significant. Taking care of yourself, taking care of others, your community, your animals, those sorts of things could be significant in your month of September. Obviously, we will get more in your reading. But first, we're going to get some astrology dice to get your possible sun, moon, rising, or stellium sign. If your sign doesn't come up, that doesn't mean that this reading isn't meant for you. This reading could still be your reading. The astrology is just for fun. It's just for flavor. We have Aries, which has popped up in every single pile. We have Aquarius. Gemini. I'm blacking out. Libra. Happy birthday, Libras. Scorpio, Aquarius again, Aquarius again, Gemini, sorry, I keep blacking out, Aquarius again, Libra. When I said happy birthday to Libras, I mean because September, towards the end of September is your birthday, not because your birthday is right this second. Gemini again. So I guess that's it. And Scorpio we left off on. I guess that's it. I guess that's all the signs we're going to be getting for you guys today. Now we're going to start off the reading spread with what your overall energy and theme of the month will be. The next part of the spread will be what's coming for you, what kind of opportunity. Then we will be getting into the obstacles you may face, a focus for you, and finally the outcome and how you will be feeling by the end. And then at the very, very end, we will be pulling some oracle cards for extra messages. Bum, bum, bum. So let's hop right into it. Overall energy and theme for pile 3s are September 2026. Thank you. That was too many. Look, too many. September 3. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Right now, I don't know if September will be focusing on saving, investing, kind of trying to grow, and the word's not incorporate, but it's trying to take what you already have and double it. It's trying to use the energy you have and somehow transform it into something bigger and greater and better. You may have been stuck in a place of stagnation. You may have been stuck in a place where you aren't really learning or growing in any skills. In particular, you're wanting some sort of change. You're wanting some sort of new opportunity, maybe related to finances, maybe related to your skills, related to your stability overall. With Nine of Cups being the very end card, I do believe and wonder if you will receive something that you've been wanting towards the end of the month. Sorry, I'm trying to get my head screwed on right now. Let me get my head screwed on. I'm out of it. Anyway, so Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So yeah, towards the end, you may receive something you've been wanting, but it could require you to release all this control. That's what's actually kind of interesting. Four of Pentacles is a hoarding card. You're keeping everything close to you. I go back and forth in the meaning if it is bad or if it is good. Sometimes Four of Pentacles is good. Sometimes you need to hold things close to you. Sometimes you need to take some time, have what you have, and don't let it go. Don't let other people intrude into your energy. Don't let other people, take what is rightfully yours. And then sometimes it's like you need to release control. You need to release hope and release to the universe, essentially. So I don't know if that's kind of your vibes for your September, where it's like, okay, you need to release what you're holding on to right now for it to transmute, that's the word, into something bigger, into something better, into like a better opportunity for you. If you're wanting change, if you're wanting to break this pattern of stagnation, you need to stop being this boulder holding everything close, waiting for it to transform. You need to release it to the universe, to your guides, to the unknown, etc., and let it grow and become something bigger. Because it's almost like, this is kind of 11:11 on the clock. It's sort of woo-woo, but it's like your human hands can't make it into something you want it to be. I don't know how I'm going to word that. There's an alarm going on in the background. I'm gonna have to go stop it because it's bothering me, so give me a second. We're back, the alarm's off. So anyway, like I said, there's a lot about transmuting energy, making energy into something better. Like I was saying, your human hands cannot make it into what you want it to be. And I don't mean this in the way where it's, you're human, you're mortal, you don't have the ability to do blah, blah, blah. Like, nah. We can manifest things. We can make things happen. We can make crazy things happen. But it's more that I think you are very close-minded, where I will say hypothetically, you would imagine spirit guides, the universe, etc., to be more open-minded, to be more, look at all the possibilities, look at all the doors that you could open, etc. So it's like your human mind cannot comprehend all the possibilities and the paths to take to get you to where you want to be. You're too close-minded. You're too shut off. You're too one way of thinking. You only believe things will happen one way and one way only. And it closes you off from all the other possibilities of ways of things to happen, basically. So the theme for September could be releasing this control. Releasing control and allowing things to transform into something better, into something that you're actually wishing and wanting for. But it takes you having to release and be like, okay, I'm done trying to control. this. I'm done trying to perfect it and make it everything I want it to be. You know, I'm ready to release this and let it be what it's meant to be for the better of me. Okay. So, the next part of the spread is what is coming for you. What sort of opportunities is heading your way in September? What is coming towards pile 3 in September? Okay. Oh, what is coming for pile 3? What is coming for pile 3? Okay. I was about to say, I don't know if I want to take that as a reversal or not. I will. I won't fight it. 2 of Cups is interesting. I feel these two kind of tell a different story. Okay. 2 of Cups, the Magician in reverse, 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands, as in what opportunity is coming towards you. Opportunities coming. It could be an opportunity of getting unstuck. We're going to ignore 2 of Cups for a second because I think this is the genuine opportunity. This could be the struggle that it goes within the opportunity. Releasing that control. Releasing these sorts of expectations. I will say this because there's a specific scenario coming into my mind, and it's best just to say it because it will resonate for someone here. You may, for some people here, you may desire certain connections, romantic, platonic, you know, the list goes on. You desire this sort of connection, but your brain keeps telling you that you are unable to create or have these connections because of past situations you've been in. With the 7 of Swords here, that is, you know, sneakiness, betrayal, all those sorts of things. The Magician in the reverse. The Magician is someone who is very skilled, who can create something out of nothing, who can take everything the Magician has and, you know, make use of it. Nothing goes to waste with the Magician, but it is in reverse. You're unable to take what you have and use it as a way of growth. It's only like, it's kind of like the only way you know how to deal with connections or deal with problems is to just, it's not deter, withstand maybe. The only way you can handle it is withstanding it, is just sucking it up and, you know, allowing everything, like, allowing the wave to, like, push over you, you know? Just letting it happen, getting it over with, and then trying to go about your day. That's the energy here. It's like the only way you deal with conflict is just closing your eyes, tensing up, being like, it'll be over soon, and then just whoosh, it's over. I don't know how that fits into this, though. There's a way that it fits into that, but maybe it makes it a lot, it causes you to lose the ability to like be able to look at your past relationships and take any issues within them and use it as a way of growing. My brain is so fried right now. I don't know why. Maybe that's the vibes. Sometimes, and I'm not going to say this for like, oh, this is definitely how it is every time I do a reading. But sometimes when I do readings, I'll feel a certain way or I'll struggle with something and it ends up being significant to like a good chunk of the people watching the reading. So I'll think of it as that. I'm gonna take a second and ring my freaking bell. I do want to reshuffle. We'll take note of what I said, but I do want to reshuffle because I'm just like hitting an absolute stump with y'all. Because I do think that there's an opportunity that is presenting itself, but obviously there's a huge factor of the opportunity. Like I said, maybe you want a romantic connection, a platonic connection. There's an opportunity for this connection to come in, but it's almost like in fight or flight, you freeze. You freeze and then nothing happens because you just froze. And it's just like, it's not very helpful in the reading because it's just like you're freezing. There's stagnation. There's no movement. You're just freezing. Nothing's happening because you're just freezing. You have the ability to take everything you know, to take everything you have around you, and to make it into something useful, to make it into something that gets you to where you want to be. But it's like you look at everything you have and your brain malfunctions. You just freeze. So what opportunity is coming towards pile 3, please? Give me a straight answer, I swear. Give me the straightforward answer. Please. Okay. 4 Wands. 8 of Cups. Eight of Cups, the Tower. Okay, so what is coming for you? Like I said before, there seems to be a lot about you overcoming kind of your own doubts, releasing like your need to control everything, and also this fight or flight thing. I think you're kind of finally realizing that if you want to move forward, if you want to progress, if you want to reach certain aspects of your life, certain aspects in your career and relationships, etc., you need to move. You need to take action. Even when you're feeling kind of like meh about it, you need to take action. So there will be opportunities that will be presented to you within September that will kind of allow you to move from this stagnant meh energy into like a clean slate. Like I said towards the beginning of the reading, the theme for September, towards the end, I do believe that you're going to get something that will be sustainable. And I don't mean this in like a financial way, like, oh, it's sustainable, like it's money sustainable. Like, no, like it's something physical in front of you that is a reward from your efforts. It is something that you can see and use as physical confirmation that, okay, I am doing things right. So I'm not going to say that September is a completely blank slate month, that you're not going to progress or do anything crazy. I think it's going to be slow, but it's going to be a very clean slate where you get to decide where you turn, where you go, etc. There's a lot of decisions, but I don't think that the decisions are hard because they will be very based on almost your intuition, maybe? Because like I said before, there seems to be an aspect of your reading where it's like you are releasing control to your guides, to the universe, to whomever. You are kind of just seeing where life leads you because you need movement. You need change. So you're kind of releasing and allowing things to just change as you go. It's going to be a little bit of a whiplash moment for you. It's going to be whiplash. You're going to be a little startled by the changes, by things being a little bit of a blank slate. I don't know if you're going to kind of be forced into this moment where things are just a blank slate. With the Tower being here and 8 of Cups, it's almost the energy that if you do not leave, they will force you to leave. Which isn't pleasant, but I do think it leads to something in the better, in the long run. It's just kind of this tough awakening. It's this tough love that you need to kind of get moving again, because you can't be like this and stay like this forever. And I think you know that, and that's why you need to get moving. You need to get moving. So we're gonna jump right into obstacles you'll face in September. I think a lot of the obstacles will be, personally, I saw 333 on the camera, your own, thoughts. Your mind will be your own enemy in September. And it's not to say that your mind is an unbeatable enemy, because oh my gosh, my cat just snored really loud. I don't know if you heard that. But I don't think it's an unbeatable enemy. I think it will just be kind of that bump in the road that you will be facing. What is so ironic is there's a lot with your pile. It just kind of seems like you're releasing your healing, which is what the talk of this card was. Healing yourself through love, through care for others, etc. So other people may be significant in this reading. We did talk about that, I think, during the second spread. We talked about that, where you are wanting connection, but what is stopping you is kind of this fight or flight and freeze thing that you deal with. Allow yourself to act and allow yourself to move towards these friendships and these connections. You're not hated. You kind of treat yourself like you're hated, like you're the black sheep and outcast energy. You're not. Genuinely just interact with people. I think you need some exposure therapy. You need some, it's like, exposure therapy where people go out and they ask for like ridiculous things just so they hear no over and over and over again. So then they do not feel, embarrassed and humiliated when they get a no. That's kind of the vibes. You need to put yourself out there and kind of, unfortunately for you, have to go through this exposure therapy where you're put into uncomfortable situations to kind of grow your character a little bit more and grow this tolerance, because your lack of tolerance for awkward interactions and things, that may be one of the things that really keeps you stagnant. So let's get the obstacles you may face. Okay. Obstacles you may face. Obstacles you may face. I want to focus on the fact that it did fall sideways. The lack of movement. The Lovers is a card of choice. The alignment and then choosing to go forward with it. Choosing to cross that barrier. Choosing to interact with this person. You have to make the choice to do better, to be better, to get out of the situation you're in right now. September is the vibes of you get to make the choice. If you're going to stay in this energy or if you're going to move forward. If you move forward, it will be successful. At the beginning of the reading, we got 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. We got Ace of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. The opportunity, the door is opening, is presenting itself to you. And there's a wish fulfillment, emotional happiness, those sorts of things. And then we have 4 of Wands, which is a celebration and a union in itself. So there are connections you may run into in September that could be significant. There will be moments of significance, but you will not experience these good moments of significance unless you put yourself out there, unless you unfortunately have that exposure therapy. The thing that really stops you is the fact that you have the Chariot that is kind of like, is it reverse? Is it upright? Is it reverse? Like, you're in between, you're not moving at all. It's that fight, flight, or freeze. You're just freezing. Move forward. This is your main obstacle, is the fact that you are not moving at all. You're just freezing the whole time. We have the Emperor right here, and when I split the deck, and we have Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and we have King of Cups at the top of the deck, which I don't think is as significant, but we will look at it. With the Emperor, you are taking the leadership role, and not in a literal way where it's like, oh, you're leading over people. You're taking a leadership role over yourself. You're taking accountability over yourself. You're deciding, you know what, I'm going to take control of my life and move forward. Move forward, take action. Act. At this point, you're just acting, not thinking. Because if you think, then you think too much, and then you just end up freezing. That's really just the vibes. So, number 4 is, what is the focus of the month for you? Besides, this whole big thing. What is the focus of September 2026 for pile 3, please? What's the focus? Thank you. Of course. What is the focus? I'm tired of seeing Seven of Swords. I've seen Seven of Swords so much. The closer I get to September, I've been seeing Seven of Swords more, and it's just one of those cards I'm not a fan of seeing, and it's not because it is negative. I just don't like seeing it, which maybe I shouldn't be telling you that. And I'm not saying this because, like, okay, you should expect negative things. Look, Nine of Pentacles. I don't think what you should focus on. Don't jump to negative conclusions, basically. I'm just stating that I don't like getting or seeing that card, really. It is not my favorite. Woo! Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, and Ace of Wands. The focus, do we even want to focus on this? I don't even know. I don't want to focus on this, and not because I don't like the card. I don't want to focus on this because I feel like your reading is just so, you're so swallowed in the past. You're so swallowed in, making the right move, and if people are being sneaky or betraying you, that's just like, these thoughts need to go away. And it's not that you can't be, in a sense, like, you can't be aware of your, okay, it's not that I'm saying you shouldn't be aware of your surroundings, or you shouldn't be aware of other people's intentions and actions. You should. Being aware of these things, being, skeptical or whatever, listening to your intuition when it's telling you, I don't trust this person. That's good. That's great. But I think you obsessively do it, so much so where it once again leads to the situation where you don't really progress, because you were stuck in this zone where you're just too afraid to act, and you're too afraid to trust anybody, you're too afraid to do anything. So screw the Seven of Swords. We're not looking at you, and we're not focusing on you, because you're already the main focus 24/7 anyway. Screw you. We're going to focus on Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, and Ace of Wands. New creative opportunities, new spark, new interactions, maybe entering a more charismatic level of yourself. You are needing to step into this version of yourself. And it will take time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to sit around and be like, oh yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy. No. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some trial and error. It's going to take some difficult conversations with yourself, you know? You know this, I know this, we all know this. But you need to walk into and step into this healthier version of yourself, and healthier in a more mental way, not in a, oh, your eating isn't healthy. You're healthy in a lot of aspects of your life. I just feel like you overthink a lot. You overanalyze a lot. And like I said, it really keeps you stagnant. Good things are in your future. You just need to take that leap of faith. You just need to trust the opportunities that are being presented to you. You need to not second guess them 24/7. And I know, easier said than done. Baby steps. Baby steps are, you know, the best way to do things. Baby steps. You don't have to just make a full mile in one day. You know, little moments of progress, little exposure therapy, little awkward situations that you get put in. Like, those little things will be good for you. The baby steps get you closer and closer a lot faster than you can even realize. So just aim to do little things in September, little things throughout the month, throughout every day, to get to this certain goal of being, you know, out there and open and interacting with people. To be this charismatic version of yourself, you know? You need to take that blind leap and trust that you're going to be okay, because you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. You just need to kind of experience the jump. You know, it's like you just need to jump and then you'll know. You'll never know if you keep over analyzing it. It's like, the first example that came to mind is, you know, when, let's say there's a staircase, like an outdoor staircase, it's like a stone staircase, or like a porch. We're going to say a porch. When you're little, you're looking off this porch and you're like, that's a far jump, because you're little, you're a kid. It's a big jump for you in your little legs. So it's like very intimidating. It's very scary. And you're like, I don't want to make that jump. But you overanalyze and like, you make the jump a lot bigger than what it actually is. You neglect the fact that, you know, you saw a bunch of other people making the jump and they ended up being fine. Or that your parent is right next to you, and their hands out, so they're going to help you make the jump off the porch, but you're so focused on the jump itself and not all the support system or things around you that you're not making the jump. But when you finally make that jump, when you are younger, blindly making the jump off the porch, you just realize it's a lot less scarier than you thought it was. You know? So that is something you need to focus on and think about when you get into the zone of, you know, overthinking and overanalyzing. Look around you. Take a step back. Zoom out of being so zoomed in on what you're afraid will happen. Zoom out and look at the big picture. Look at what's around you. Look at who's around you. Take that into account and then just kind of let yourself act. Let yourself go. The final part, I believe, we're getting into the outcome, how you will be feeling by the end of the month. How will you be feeling by the end of September 2026? Thank you. Look at that. We had the Magician in reverse at one point in the reading, and now we have the Magician upright, where you are taking a look at what's around you. You are taking account of what you have around you, of the things that you can transform and transmute into something, important to you. You're not with the Knight of Pentacles here. Look at him holding the single pentacle, not hoarding all these pentacles, just holding the single pentacle, moving forward, and it's slow pace. It's Knight of Pentacles. It's not Knight of Swords. It's not Knight of Wands. It's Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't need a rush. I said this. You don't need a rush. You don't need to make a full mile in a day. Just baby steps, Baby steps. We do have the Sun here. It's a lot more of a positive situation you find yourself in. And this is all based off of your own actions. Keep this in mind. You get to make the choice. The whole point of this reading is you get to make the choice to get yourself from point A to point B. This being point B. You need to just act and move. Even if it's just like the tiniest of littlest of steps. That still gets you closer and closer to your end goal. It further builds that confidence within yourself, and it further gets you like I said, the exposure therapy. It exposes you to what made you so uncomfortable before and makes you realize that, oh, it actually wasn't that bad at all. Ooh, that was a little awkward. A little awkward because you built it up to being something super big and scary in your head, but it was actually not that big and scary. You're going to feel a lot more confident to act at the end of September. This is merely just the beginning for you. But you feel a lot happier and better to proceed forward, to proceed with interactions and with connections, to proceed with whatever goals you have, etc. You feel that confidence. You know you have that ability to handle it, to do it without issue. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to grab some oracle cards for you for today's reading, and we will wrap up your reading. So I will see you in a second. Okay, got my oracle cards. We're going to begin getting your final messages for your September 2026. Final messages. One card at a time, please. Final messages for pile 3. Final messages for pile 3. Thank you. We have, it was shining so I can't see, so let me see. Harmony, ease, inner child, and softness. May sweet and soft things find you. It also reminds me of that nurturing energy, that very nurturing, sweet, caring energy that you need to step into. Maybe nurturing your inner child, reflecting on your favorite pieces of media or things that you enjoyed as a child. Let me find the meaning in the guidebook right here. Okay. The affirmation is, I appreciate and attract the sweetness of life. This is a bit of a long one. Okay. Let me skim because this is a very long message and I can't really be reading all this. Magic happens when true harmony is achieved through delightful process and the law of least effort. Some of the most beautiful things seem to exist effortlessly, in tune with the forces that be. Is it possible for a human to exist in this potent elixir, this nectar of life? What if, like the bee, you were to seek out the sweetness of life? What if you sought out the flowers of the world, leaning towards what is soft, attracts your spirit and brings joy. What if that actually led you to more growth, potential, and peace rather than a daily grind of forcing, disciplining, and controlling? What if, like a flower, you offered your own natural sweetness up to life itself? What if that would attract the bee, the right people, opportunities, actions, pollination that your life needs? Without having to strain for what you think the world wants you to be, what if you truly needed let me read. What if what is truly needed in the world is more softness, kindness, love, joy, ease, and magic? The final manifestation thing is do something that that would bring your inner child joy, what would lighten them up. Think back at what you used to like light a spark for you. Do more of that. Let the child in you take over. Let them play and enjoy life. They are the magnet that attracts you to the light of your life. Okay, my God. I don't know why I was struggling so much. Grab more cards. Message for pile 3. Message for pile 3. Thank you. Oh. We have Earthworm, Clarity, and Rumination. Give me a second. So, ironically, this one talks about bees and flowers, and this one talks about earthworms, and basically earthworms breaking down organic material and like moves around soil, serving up the essentials for the health of plants. Without the earthworms' work, the soil would be too heavy with lack of oxygen that the roots would need to thrive. Additionally, the organic matter wouldn't blend in the soil. The earthworm card reminds us that some essential work is happening under the surface in your life. Nature is bringing you closer to your goal. It suggests that it's time to confront what troubles you. Consider breaking down big emotions into less intimidating, smaller chunks, like I said, baby steps. That is easier to digest and understand. The reflection of this card is, what can you do to help yourself when you feel overwhelmed? Now, one more card for your reading and more reading. So, final message for pile 3. Thank you. We have Spirit Guardian of Spring activation. This is card 36. Got it. The Guardian of Spring says, get ready, big changes are ahead. Things that have been incubating are now coming to life. Profound transformation is ahead. Take risks, keep going. Prepare for this time of upheaval, fluctuations, and renewal, and the end result will be glorious. Yeah, so action, change, all these sorts of things is happening to you. A lot of renewal, digestion of past situations, and stepping into the sweeter version of yourself. Allowing basically your own authentic, organic nature to attract everything you need into your life. Boom. It's wonderful. Take notes. Take notes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love y'all so much. If anyone wants a personal reading, I offer personal readings on Etsy. That will be linked in the description below. I also post content on TikTok and sometimes go live there on the weekends, and I offer live readings there as well. So feel free to go check that out if you happen to, not be doing anything on a weekend. I don't know. If you want to support me and my nonsense further, I do have a Ko-Fi, and I think I already told you, feel free to drop a like, follow, those sorts of things. I hope you have a great September. Love you. Apologies for any back and forth in this reading. My brain has been struggling today. Love y'all. Goodbye.